But then, there is naught my blade cannot sever.
Never. I'll find her. No!
There he is! He wants him alive!
Hold on. I'm coming. For both of you.
Extra shotgun!
First on the butcher's bill.
flame!
Get back!
Clive, how did you...
I'll explain later. Hands. Can you walk?
Out of here I can.
Stand still!
Phoenix. Are you not the dominant of fire? I see naught before me but a guttering flame.
In earnest, then. Can you go on?
I think so. But to where?
What did you do to Joshua?
The Phoenix? Oh, I expect he will survive. This consciousness in which you coil your feeble souls is grown thick with desperation. And thus has my master turned to my blade. The world will soon be painted in black. And all that live shall gather in death's autumn wake.
Not if we remove the cause of this misery. Not if we destroy the last of the Mother Crystals and restore balance to the world.
Come. Do you truly think it's so simple? The blight is inevitable. Not even the Almighty might stop its endless march. Your efforts will avail us naught. Naught, that is, but suffering. You must embrace the truth, Mythos. Accept your place with the Lord.
Keep it. As long as there's a chance, there's a choice.
Ever led astray by your blind resolve.
Now, it is time you learn the inevitability of your divine fate. However much it may hurt.
Get as far away as you can.
Clive, no!
Trust me, Jill.
You don't have to do this!
Oh, but we do. If only to remind you of your duty. Since our last meeting, you have grown much. Yet as a vessel, I fear my lord will still find you lacking. Defend yourself! All this fire and fury, and for what? Stopping the blight. A foolish notion fed to you by a foolish man.
How dare you?
You know not this world nor our place in it. If our fates were so easily rewritten, we would all be gods.
Slow.
If reason cannot sway you, there are other means of persuasion that might. Thus is the light of hope severed. You would yield so soon.
Never.
Clive!
Do you not see? Your iron will weighs you down, dragging you ever further from your purpose.
And what is my purpose?
Mythos. Who are we? What are the dominants? The breath of the Creator still warm on our lips. We carry his light that we might guide the masses in his name. We are but mighty acts of God.
We are more than that.
You would be nothing without what he has granted you. The power we wield is his, and yet every time we draw upon it, it wears away at our very being. It breaks us. It unmakes us, that its immaculate aspect might reveal itself. The icon. It is too much for even his chosen few. Apart from you, Mythos, you wield the might of many, yet your body does not answer for its avarice.
What are you saying?
What I am saying is that we dominant are a means to an end. We were created for you, that you might drink deep of our strength and thereby fulfill your divine purpose.
Which is?
To feed. As you would know, could you only look beyond the walls of your prison of self-regard. As long as you choose to ignore this, you shall never penetrate my defenses. Still, you may take solace in the fact that you are not alone in your plight. The chains of volition shackle all of mankind, but there is yet cause to rejoice. For the Lord, in his mercy, has taken pity on his flawed creations, and shall see them restored to their proper forms.
And what exactly would that be?
Why, loyal servants to God.
No.
Manners, Lord Rossfield? They are men, like you and me. Albeit ones unburdened by the wills that drive our kind to madness. They are pure. They are divine.
You mean to turn everyone Akashic?
Not turn, Mythos. Turn back. For too long has mankind been led astray by their clamorous wills. It is time they return to a world of quiet equality, where they might once more know salvation.
Salvation! And abandon everything we hold dear!
We don't need your salvation. We'll save ourselves, and we'll do it on our own terms. Not yours. And not your gods!
With every defiant expression of your will, the tighter the chains of consciousness become. But perhaps that fact may be put to use.
Clive!
The faster it binds you to the remaining dominance, the stronger your hunger will become. Until it leads you back to the only answer there ever was. Mayhap not by the path my master intended, but back all the same.
Ash is not far. I could freeze a path.
You're in no fit state.
Probably not, but I can try. Don't look back! I hope the others are safe.
The Enterprise was clear of the gap when we fell. They made it, Jill. And they will have seen the ice where it led. We need only wait till dawn. This is the second time Barnabas has bested me. I'm powerless against him.
And maybe there really is nothing else for it but to give yourself to his master. Only you won't do that. The Clive I know would never do that.
So you believe? But do you really know me? If what Barnabas said was true, then I'm more monster than man. And each time I summon the flames from within, I burn away the things that make me who I am.
Do you, though? Think of what you've used that power for. Of all the people you've saved. It doesn't matter how or by whom it was granted, only how you choose to use it. And you've chosen to use it for good, haven't you?
I've also used it to kill. What if that's my purpose? What if it's all I'm good for?
You're still that same boy I grew up with. Always so eager to save everyone around you, and yet always so alone. Because you failed to realize the one thing that needed saving most of all. You, Clive. You. You never once took the time to save yourself.
Myself? I think I might be beyond saving.
No one is beyond saving. Provided they want to be saved. You fight to survive. And you survive so that you may protect those you love. It's what you do. What you've always done. And I know you're not about to change. So I'm going to help you. To give you what you need to protect us all.
Jill. Are you sure? If this is what you want, then...
Don't worry, Clive. It is. This burden, I'll give you the strength to bear it alone.
But I'm not alone. These burdens I carry, my sins, my pain, my sorrow, I see now that they are all a part of me. I love. And I will gladly bear your burdens too, until my last breath.
Clive.
I promise you, Jill. We will find a way to escape this fate. Find a way to save each other. That we might one day look upon the moon again, together.
And I promise you, Clive, that I will be there, no matter what you must become.
I know. I never thought a smile could bring me so much joy.
What of Barnabas? Do we pursue him?
No. Our paths will cross again soon enough. Whether we like it or not. Besides, there is something we must do first.
Of course. Drake's spine. The last Mother Crystal.
The Einherjar is at the bottom of the sea. Waloed won't dare move on Storm without her. But they know we're coming now. We'll need a plan. And a damn good one at that.
Then let's go home and find one. Ash will have to wait.
Mid says Odin split the sea in two. She's always been partial to a tall tale. But there's tall, and then there's tall.
I struggle to believe it myself.
I see your uncle isn't with you.
He stayed with the Enterprise. After our brush with the Einherjar, she was in urgent need of repair. And my uncle knows a shipwright in Randalar. We're to join him there when we're ready to sail for Ash.
You sure that's wise? Last I heard, the place was still overrun with Akashic.
Show me a city where that isn't true. Ultima's plague is spreading.
We're running out of time, aren't we? We've done our best to shore up that hideaway. I doubt a few planks still.
Let's hope so. We should visit Joshua, assuming Talia will allow it.
Through...
Clive. Here you go. Seen enough?
Heard the bad news then?
What bad news?
About Dravost. Blackthorn's... Well, anyway, the mine's just down the road from there are spewing out ether like no one's...
And the village?
Safe from the flood for now, but they've got other problems. Akashic. Every creature in the area is either turned, Zoltan and the others are living on borrowed time. Dorish sent a few curse breakers to keep an eye on things, but there's only so much a couple of scouts can do. If something ain't done soon, the old place will be overrun.
I won't let that happen.
Didn't think you would.
Does Blackthorn?
I thought it might be better if he didn't. You reckon we should tell him?
No.
Yeah, well, I can't stand about knowing what's happening out there, so I'm off.
How are you feeling, Joshua?
Better than I was.
But not nearly as well as you should be. Your cuts and burns may have healed, but your body still bears the burden of every spell cast.
And what would you have had me do? It was no ordinary foe we faced. It was the Warden of Darkness. Yet still, it was not enough. The king could have ended me at any moment, but instead chose to toy with me like a curl does a mouse.
Yeah. You underestimate yourself.
Oh, it was crystal clear. Only one man established his dominance that day, and that man was Barnabas. I'm sorry, brother. That was ill-spoken. It's just... I have never felt so powerless. And when so many are looking to us for strength, perhaps the prince feels the same.
is this place?
Don't move. Here, it's fresh from the well. Grandmother told me spirits sometimes get lost, and that the lanterns guide them to their proper place. I set one on the river for her when she passed away.
The fiend works from the shadows. Was it you who guided my hand then, Ultima? No, not you. This is my doing, my fault, my sin to bear. And for it, I must atone.
Your hurts are healing nicely. It was my poultices that saw you well.
You make them?
And sell them, or try to. Earns me enough for bread, most days.
Forgive me. I have nothing to...
I know, but I couldn't just leave you lying there. You're going then?
Of course. I'm healed. Thanks to you and your poultices.
Will you promise to come back and visit?
Well, Phoenix, it would seem that I owe you my wings.
Perhaps he can find an answer. You will be returning to Waloed soon, I gather.
I see no reason to wait.
Then neither do I.
I can think of a few, but I doubt they'll stop you. You will take your medicine.
Of course, Lady Daya.
Set on leaving already, are you?
How long will it take us to get back to Ash?
Dunno, about the same amount of time it took us to get here. Maybe less, if your uncle can find someone trustworthy to patch up the Enterprise. All depends on where we're putting into port, mind.
Yes. It's not as if we can put ashore wherever we choose. We have to assume that the whole of Ash is hostile, and that we'll be attacked on sight.
Then we must find a place they won't think to look. And I have an idea who might know of one.
The Professor! I'll go and tell you come in.
While you're plotting our course, I'll be in the shelves with your lawsmen. I wish to pick his brains about Ultima.
Then I'll talk to Karen about supplies for the journey. They may not be easy to come by in Ash.
Your brother's body won't take much more of this recklessness. You know that, don't you?
I do.
Covered in nicks and lumps, the lot of them. It's a wonder they can still walk.
Come back.
What do you recommend?
Running out of things to boil in the brown.
The stew's awfully thin these days.
There's no...
What do I owe the honor? Yeah. The weight of all that Clever girl, that one. What do you want? No scratches, right? And?
Have you tried Molly's lemon tarts? I've never had anything so delicious.
Canva loss? It can't be true.
How was she? The Enterprise, I mean.
Ah, Sid.
Don't tell me.
Oh, no. I'm working on bringing another one of the Chief's designs. It's got a reverberatory hood over the top for additional thermo amplification. And the system, let's just say it gets very blimmin' hot. A heck of a lot hotter than anything Black Only Mithril engines get hotter. And you can't chuck ore in one of them and get metal out the other end. Trouble is, we won't be able to make out of any old rubbish neither. And I hear you once helped Helena get her
If it's for the good of the hideaway, I'd be...
Oh.
So?
We've got a couple of examples here.
More fallen materials. So this smelter is similar to the Mithril engine in more ways than...
That's right. They're a bit like the thermal helms. Fallen ceramics deal with heat like nothing. And what's more, they're directional. Transferring heat from the inside to the outside. But these things, they're all outside. If we line the hub with them, we've collected as many as we can. And I know where we can get them.
So you want me to visit some ruins? Destroy some...
That's it, and we're only 3 short, mind. There's one up and another in the Silent South, over in Dalmekia. Last one is in the ruins of Advent, which is in the Empire.
All right, then.
It'll do. I'll be keeping all my fingers and toes crossed.
With Canva in the hands of Akashic, we need to find another port. Preferably one as well hidden as the other.
Where are you?
Can I help you, Sid?
I'm looking for Doris.
I'm afraid not. She's at Martha's Rest on a job. My job, actually. When she heard what the mission was, she insisted on going herself.
Did she?
Following up on some new once they'd settled in. The bearers you helped liberate in the Dragon's Eyrie were keen to talk about their imprisonment. And about their captor.
The slaver Cole's team were tracking when they were attacked by the Beastmen. I'll go and find her. She's at Martha's Rest, you say?
If she's not moved on already, yes. I hope everything's all right.
Why would Doris insist on going alone? Maybe Cole was right to be worried. Doris should be somewhere nearby. Assuming she's still here.
Ah, Clive, I'd like you to take something to Sir Wade up in Eastpool. Seeds for... Thought it was about time they started growing. I'll keep providing them, but if Eastpool's going to survive... As of those poor bearers, they've lived their whole lives in servitude. But now that they're old, small wonder they ain't got the foggiest how to provide for themselves. So it's up to us to teach them. And if you're wondering why you, well, the Wagoneers taking supplies up that way have been coming back with more and more reports of Akashic around the village. Sir Wade's putting a brave face on it. But I think even he's starting to worry. And if he's likely to share those concerns with anyone, it's you.
All right.
Thanks. There. That should be enough to keep him in Gazal Greens for a few years at least.
Gazal Greens?
Not the most... Better that than something that'll wither away at first frost. And chocobos love 'em too, which is no small thing. When I say all of us need to pull together to get Eastpool back on its feet, they ain't exactly succulent, but cook 'em right and then...
I'll take your word.
Anyway, Sir Wade'll know. I'll go up there and show him my...
I'm sure you will.
Just because the heavens have gone to rack and ruin, doesn't mean we have to.
Nearly done.
Now, let's get this stall set up.
What are you after? That all, is it?
It doesn't still hurt, does it?
Oh, 1,000 Akashic jars couldn't hurt me.
I'll build.
Barricade so sturdy, even a bandit.
The world seems to be changing so fast lately I can hardly keep up. But what I do know is that...
Want to know how to tell if the world's going to rack and ruin? Look for busy plates.
I've got greens of all shapes
Looking for
and
shelter,
sizes.
are you?
Colours too.
Come on inside, I'll introduce you tomorrow.
It's been a pleasure, Doris. Just like... I'll give your offer some thought.
How goes the investigation?
Sid, what brings you to Martha's Rest?
You. I heard you were out here on your own, tracking our slaver.
Of course. And it had to be me. The bearers from the Dragon's Eyrie confirmed a long-held suspicion of mine that the slaver we've been tracking is an old acquaintance. She's no fool. If we'd come in force, she would have spotted us straight away.
That was her just now, wasn't it? So, was it a fruitful reunion?
I'd say so. She tried to recruit me. Seems her time in Rosaria is coming to an end. She's abducted bearers from across the region and is looking to smuggle them back into Sambrek. After her brush with those beastmen on the road to Northreach, she hired herself an Imperial escort. She's dangerous, Sid.
Then I'm going with you. I'll take care of the escort. You can see the bearers to safety.
The Baum archers, soon to break camp. You go on ahead. I'll follow.
Over here! This one. It's over. Good. They haven't broken camp yet. How did Doris come to know a slaver, I wonder?
We've waited long enough. She's not coming. Ready the bearers. We're leaving.
Back to civilization, is it, Mom?
With all haste. Lest any of you lackwits start talking like these. I presume your men are ready. We've suffered too many delays as it is. Any more?
Yes.
Oh. It appears we have company. Kill him.
You're welcome to try. So much for your escort.
You'll forgive me for not avenging my men. I'm not the swordswoman I used to be. I surrender. Do with me as you wish.
Cid!
Ah, Doris. I take it you're not here to rescue me. You know, I always wondered where you'd vanished to, but casting your lot with this criminal...
Better fighting for a cause. I'm sorry, Cid. I should have told... This woman, my former master, once trained bearer children to be weapons. She raised me like a daughter, and I did.
It wasn't all terrible. Surely. You were always so eager to learn, and had such clever hands. All my other children took either to the blade or to the books. Always, but you proved yourself a master of both. How about it, my little dagger?
I never swore my blade to you. To liberate the bearers of this world. Farewell, master.
You always were a... Perhaps that's the reason I loved you so.
What do you want to do with her?
I am not the killer she wanted me to be. Not anymore. And she no longer has friends in high places. The dame does, though.
All right.
I am. And thank you for everything.
And I should head back to the hideaway and put...
Welcome back, Cid. Doris's message just arrived. I hear you saved more bearers from being smuggled across the border.
With any luck, they'll be joining us in the hideaway. Oh, and your letter.
I'd been hoping as much. So the slaver we'd been chasing all these months was her... She's been arrested, by the way, over in Sunbreak. She won't be getting off lightly. The Empire may have no love for bearers, but it's none too fond of black market traders either. Can't have been easy for Doris.
I'm sure it wasn't. But don't worry.
I hope so. You had quite the past yourself before you came anyway.
Keep up the good work.
The Dominion's all but done for. Then it's lucky we stayed here.
Was that shouting I heard from the barracks?
And you're just gonna fall into line?
What else can I do?
I don't trust this Duke. If we're not careful, he'll undo all the Dane's hard work.
Oh, Clive, my war...
What's happened?
The High Cardinal has descended from his...
The High Cardinal?
Leader of the Council of... Not that any of those things still exist.
And what does he want with North?
He wants to transform it into a foundation upon which he's already secured the support of the various army remnants.
He would rob the populace.
Believe me, I have used every means...
What does Captain Philippe make of this? When the town was under attack, it was him the soldiers rallied around.
How? A man whose stated aim is to revive the captain can offer them a regular supply of gruel and an occasional trip to the Vale. No. And but given them...
Who could blame them?
Clive, would you, for your services to Northreach, and unlike Philippe, well...
I'll see what I can... Tell me in the garrison.
Overseeing the...
All right. I may have met this duke before, at the Remembrance Ceremony. Let's hope I didn't make a strong impression.
It's not only control of the garrison.
Well, what do you think? What do I think?
A whole day.
Halt. Oh, sorry about that. You got some business with the captain?
No, actually. I was hoping I might be able to speak with...
We're under orders not to let any civilians pass. But you should be all right. His Eminence has heard all about you and you'll wait here.
So, you are the sellsword who lent his aid to the garrison. The Empire owes you a debt, and I shall see it... tell me, is it...
Neither, Your Eminence. I thought only to inquire about your plan to turn Northreach into a stronghold.
Ah, you are worried the expanded garrison will render... Yet you needn't be. A proud fighting man like pride of place, in fact. But no more. For it is they who shall see the Holy Empire rebuilt.
Why here, Your Eminence?
The town has been fortunate enough to escape largely unscathed from the recent troubles. Her defense, which is more than can be said for Oriflamme or Twins. The Empire wants for a capital, and I believe Northreach, with Caer Norvent as her citadel. Once we have seen to the refortification of both the town and the castle, we need only build a wall around both to create a city. Plans are already underway for the construction. Soon enough, these thralls shall learn that they are no match for the might of...
I fear you underestimate how dangerous these creatures are, Your Eminence. Should they return in force, you will need all the people of Northreach to come together in defense of the town. Something they may be loath to do if they've been deprived of their worldly goods.
The people will do as their leaders command. If Sanbreque is to be rebuilt, she will... one whose authority is That is why this levy is necessary, so that any man who wishes to join the army might do so and be fed, outfitted, and paid as befits a defender of the Empire. And yet there are those who persist.
I suspect they're afraid of losing what little they have left.
Precisely. The common folk have little and less, and you mean to deprive them of even that. You would sow the seeds of your new empire in your own salted earth.
Sabine, we have discussed this.
Yes, and I told you then how putting the empire before her citizens would lead only to revolt.
Without an empire, there are no citizens.
And in yours, there will be only beggars. Is that what Griga wills for her people?
Do not take her name in vain, Sabine.
I'll come back later. A citizens' revolt. I wonder what the people really think of the Duke's plan. It wouldn't hurt to ask them, I suppose. Let's begin with those on the other side of the wall.
Sabine.
I've been hearing a lot of talk.
Nothing. Going around acting like he owns the place, and with hardly a word to the...
I take it you'd rather
As far as I just need his eminence to sod...
Sell anything today?
As much as you, I'll wager.
Harrison salvaged what they could from more, but
that brain won't last us.
A question. What do you think of the Duke of Oriflamme?
You build a life for yourself somewhere, earning... If he thinks his name will do whatever... Whatever it...
Half of what comes in is barely fit for pressing.
That so-called Duke is asking too much.
All right there.
Just your opinion. I wondered what you thought of the Duke of Oriflamme.
Not much. None of us tried. It's thanks to nobles like him that we had to set up shop this side of the wall in the first place. Couldn't have the rabble getting any closer to the Holy... And now he's trying to drive us out completely. Threatening to take everything we got from us if the dame said she wanted...
Well, the people seem united enough. What about the soldiers?
Shouting I heard from the barracks.
Could be trouble again.
Do you think he was the only one who survived?
One at a time now.
You're the one who was talking to His Eminence.
On the Dame's behalf, yes. I was trying to persuade him not to take the people's goodwill for granted. What do you think of his plan?
I'm a soldier, mate. He tells... Listen, I've got nothing but respect for the Dame. But I've got... That's where my loyalties lie. Not with the town or the Em. If the Duke can get us cement and the equipment we need to fight off those blue-skinned bastards...
Sabine, you are embarrassing me.
You're embarrassing yourself.
I hear the Duke of Oriflamme plans to Do you think that's a good idea?
It's not... All I know is that unless the Emperor orders me otherwise...
Look,
no one likes all these taxes and tariffs, but empires don't come. Once Sanbreque is back on her feet...
We already have a leader in the Dame. It's not only control of the garrison he wants, it's the whole of North...
Excuse me, do you have a moment? I wondered if you'd mind sharing your thoughts on the Duke of Oriflamme.
well, I mean, look around us. You can see the traders might not like having the screws put on them, but if they volunteered a few more of their hard-earned gil before things got bad, maybe they wouldn't have to. And if that means people who don't know one end of a sword...
Let's see what Philippe makes of all this.
Welcome back. Wraiths give you any trouble?
None were.
Captain, do you have a moment?
For you? Certainly. Clive, wasn't it? Thank you for last. How can I help?
I wanted to ask you about the Duke. Do you intend to go along?
To tell you the truth, it's my sworn duty as a captain of the Imperial Army to obey his orders.
Philippe, I remember you saying that you became a soldier to protect the people you...
That's right.
Well, she doesn't agree with the Duke's orders either. She thinks they could tear Northreach apart.
Thank you, Clive. Protecting the people I... Well, thanks again.
It seems Philippe wants to do the right thing at least. I expect Isabel will be pleased to hear that, if nothing else.
Well, what do you think?
What do I think? I think if we follow these...
Ah, were you able to...
I was.
So North... Well, it will certainly help to... Though I doubt it will come as much consolation to the townspeople whose... They deserve to be heard, Clive. To have us...
Sadly, His Eminence values their obedience more than their opinions, and hopes to reassert the... I fear he sees the people as mere pawns on his chessboard to be sacrificed for the greater good. Needless to say, they themselves are of a different opinion, and would rather their destinies were in your hands. The soldiers, meanwhile, are content to follow their orders, and not just because of the Duke's rank, but because of...
I thought as much. Had I sworn to protect Sambrek, I dare say I too would want nothing more than to see it right. Thank you for trying.
I don't know about that.
What happened to your uniform?
I handed it in, along with my resignation. Told the lads I wished them well, but that I owe it to those I love to call it a day.
But why?
Because I realize what really matters to me. Not following some nobleman's orders for the sake of it, but protecting what I care about. Protecting North. I honestly don't know when those monsters will return, but I'm certain they're not finished with us yet. And when they do come back, we need to be ready for them. We need to stand together. With you to lead us, milady. It was you who finally convinced me, Clive. There's no point following orders if they go against everything.
Indeed.
All of us. That has always been Northreach's best hope. We have only to turn our attention. Thank you, Philippe.
Anything for you. Speaking of standing together, would you mind if I borrowed a few of the lads from the Vale? I fear His Eminence has a lot...
Not at all.
Wouldn't be the first.
There may be hope for North, especially with men like you. I, for my part, shall continue to work upon the Duke. In the stubborn belief, but I suspect I shall have to call upon your aid. Until then.
Until then?
We have our coin, our stock and our stores, and we're just supposed to hand the old lot over.
deal with these ones first. Now to find this spherical echo. This is it. Right then. Over here! This one. All right. This one. Over here. This one. Farewell. Get him. Now, Torgal. Sick him. Go, Torgal. Attack! Go, Torgal! Attack! Sick him! Let's get him! Over here! This way. The whole village has turned. Get him! Attack! Sick him! Over here! Go, Torgal! Get him! Two down, one to go.
Ah, what bring...
A delivery from Martha.
These are Gizal green seeds. Martha's keen to cut the apron strings, then. I jest, of course, but they'd long since gone to seed.
Martha was hoping he might be able to show the bearers how to plant and tend these, so that they'll be able to fend for themselves.
That's not a bad idea. These bearers had only recently escaped their bonds before we brought them here. They know little of freedom, of providing... for themselves and their loved ones. Unless we teach them how to live like free men, I fear that all we have achieved in bringing them here is to exchange. Not that myself and the Guardians have been the best example to them so far. It's about time we all start. Unfortunately, we've been a little too busy of late to focus on much besides bolstering our defenses.
The Horde! They're coming, Sir Wade.
Damn it all. I thought... Gather the men...
Yes, Sir Wade.
The Horde.
Akashic, a veritable legion of them. They've been seen prowling around the northern reaches for a while. We don't have the numbers to hold back us.
Now you're out of time.
Precisely.
What if you could call on reinforcements from Eastpool?
You mean the bearers? We brought them here so they might...
So wait, though they may not be trained soldiers like your guardians. What
You're right, my lord. I will... My friends, I humbly beg your aid. We Guardians are few and our enemies many. But I swear we can defeat them with you at our side.
You would send us to the slaughter. To serve as bait for those fiends so that you and your men might be spared. And to think we trusted you. Say what you will. The home is not worth dying for.
But it is worth fighting for. Sir Wade fights to give you lot a chance. Just like I do. Just like Sid does. We all wanted to give you a home where you could be free. And you got one, didn't you? This place, Eastpool. This is your village. Your home. And if you don't fight to protect what's yours, you'll lose it. You know I'm right. This world wants to take everything from you. Everything. Your homes, your freedom, your very lives. So then, are you going to stand by and let that happen to you? Are you going to accept fate like good little Bran did and die, having never stood up for yourselves? Or will you fight like free men and women?
What are you doing?
All right. Give me a sword. I never dreamt I'd have a home of my own. And now that I have, I don't want to lose it. I will protect what's mine, or die trying.
We all will. Free men and women, fighting together. For Eastpool!
For Eastpool!
Thank you, Martha.
Don't mention it. Just promise me one thing. That you'll show them how freeborn fight.
Gladly.
Well, if it was numbers you were lacking...
Thanks to you.
Me?
Lord Rossfield?
So what's the plan of action?
We'll divide our forces into several small detachments, each made up of guardians, bearers, and guards from the rest. These will position themselves at strategic points around the village. Upon engaging with the Akashic, each detachment will keep the creatures occupied as best they can, steadily retreating all the while.
You're going to lure them into the village?
I am. We will have neither the time nor the resources to treat the wounded, so injuries must be avoided at all costs. Instead, we will focus purely on defense at first. By coordinating our withdrawal through the use of messengers drawn from among the bearers, we will aim to have the swarm converge at a point of with luck. That point will be the village square. The perfect place for our most able warriors to surround them and fall, and for you and us.
A sound plan. I'd say you have both in abundance, Sir Wade. Please.
Sir Wade!
Then you know what you must. We work together. Each shield for Rosaria.
For Rosaria!
We've no time to argue.
And I will do it.
Suppose we'd better do our bit too then, eh?
Right.
The calm before the... And here it comes. I will not let this village fall. Over here! Get him! Nice try. This one. It's over. Nice try. Attack! Go for it! Get him! Over here! Get him! Over here! Looks like that's the last of them.
Lord Rossfield!
What is it?
Owl from the rest. An Akashic curl's been sighted on Rhiannon's ride and is...
Well, the better half of it. So wait, how many Akash?
Hard to say. My men are still facing some I could order...
No. You stay here too, Sir Wayne. I'll go after the curl. Join me only...
If you're sure. May the founder...
Next one's mine. I might not know one.
Stick 'em! Back to Eastpool.
Lord Rossfield,
It's dead.
thank the Founder. We were able to... I have guardians posted around the village to keep... I hesitate to say it, but...
I think it might.
We saved... Thank you, my friend.
No, Sir Wade. You brought us together. Showed us what it means to
We never had nothing to call our own before. We didn't know what it meant to protect it, but now we do.
Forgive us, Sir Wade. But there's no doubt in my... We're free men now. We have to fight.
And we shall. This is our...
They'll have us to...
Come on, then.
This village isn't gonna rebuild it.
They're not slaves anymore.
No. Your father took pity on the bearer's plight, and I believe if he were still with us today...
I believe you might be right.
I shall remain here, my lord. After all, this is my home now, too. And I could hardly call myself an Eastpoolian if I didn't pull my weight.
I think you'll find it's Eastpudlian, Sir Wade. But you should be proud, all the same. I'll have to pull my weight, too. Can't have the rest getting outclassed. Speaking of which, I ought to be getting back.
Can we continue to count on your support, Martha?
Of course. And I'll be counting on yours, too. Us Rosarians have got to stick together, haven't we?
Indeed we have.
And Clive, come by the Golden Stables when you get the chance. I ain't paid you for delivering them seeds yet.
All right.
Lord Rossfield, do you remember clearing the goblins from the Stillwind marshes? There's one sight that I shall never forget. You, facing off against that giant Morble. Not a trace of fear on your face. Since that day, there have been more than a few times when I felt like giving up, when the odds seemed so stacked in the enemy's favor. I thought I may as well just lay down my sword and surrender. But every time, I would think back to the look in your eyes that day and remember what it means to be a shield. Know that whatever trials Eastpool may face, I shall never lose courage.
So Wade, you have always been a true shield. I know that Eastpool, and indeed all of Rosaria, will be safe in your hands.
Thank you. I know the rest of the world will be safe in yours.
I'll do my best.
The hero? It's lucky you... Not only did my seeds get to...
I just did what...
And it's only... Take it.
Thank you, Martha.
So, Eastpool's finally back on its feet and a home to free bearers. Who'd have thought we'd see the day, eh?
Well, it was your idea.
I know that, but I never stopped to think what it would mean. Bearers in charge of themselves, thinking for themselves, working for themselves. Like your hideaway. Though I suppose the rest ain't much different nowadays. You know, bearers living free like that. Loath as I am to recall that particular day.
I take it you didn't always see eye to eye.
Well, if you really want to know, I started doing what I do long before I met Sid. In fact, that's how I met him. He showed up at the stables one day, asking questions about who'd been buying up bearers. Founder knows what he thought I was doing with them. Running a hunt. Poking around in their innards. Something awful, anyway. Me, and before I knew it, the cheeky arse was rattling on at me about how I was doing it all wrong. Told me I was giving them relief, but not freedom. That my bearers were still dying as slaves. Got right under my skin, it did. Told him if he didn't like it, he could bugger off and report me to the garrison. Do you know what he did? He smiled. And then he laughed. And then I did the same. We made a pact that day, that whenever one of us was in need, the other would always be there for him.
And you were?
Well, we both wanted the same thing. To make life better for bearers, just like your dad. Do you know I was born right around the time Elwyn became Archduke? He certainly didn't lack for ambition, that one.
Indeed, but the loftier one's ambitions, which is why those of us who follow in their footsteps need to finish what people like Sid and
Suppose you're right. And if we don't manage it, there's always them who come after us. Good thing we've got a few half-decent sorts waiting in the wings, eh? It's almost enough to give you a little bit of hope.
Just a little.
Anyway, enough nattering. Better get back to work. Let's see about making everyone some dinner, shall we? The least the folks who saved Eastpool deserve is a hot meal.
That sounds like a... Take a while. That's all of them. A wine conundrum. So Dravost is still standing. For now, at least.
Clive!
And the Akashic.
Mostly off to the north still. But I spoke to Doris's scouts and it turns out things are worse than I thought. There's swarms of them. Told old Snotty to be ready to seal enough for the villagers to barricade themselves inside their own.
Well done.
Welcome. I'd never have guessed, you know. Not if August hadn't let slip. Who'd have thought that the savior of Dravost were keen to help us out?
I am.
Thought you could sneak off without...
Blackthorn.
Oh, what are you doing here?
One of the scouts couldn't keep his voice down. Unlike my best mate who didn't think I deserved to know. So then, long enough for us two to turn into a pair of old codgers, I see.
That your idea of an apology?
Don't listen to him. You only did what you thought was best. For the village and that.
But that ain't the whole of it. Vulcan, our master, didn't leave the chiefdom to the two of us. He left it to me. The best blacksmith in Dravost, barring himself, of course. Bloody stupid tradition, in my opinion. If someone's got talent, you should let them practice their craft, not ask them to settle petty feuds and barter for grain. Our master wasted half his life that way. I wasn't about to let that happen to me.
So you wasted half of mine instead.
You're what Dravost needed. Under me and my precious ideals, this place wouldn't have lasted a year. So I left to devote myself to the work and spare you lot the consequences. I may be a selfish prick, but I only did what I felt I had to.
What you had to do was your duty!
Even if it meant we all starved?
Enough. You can finish beating each other up once.
Fine.
Yeah.
Sorry, Clive. I shouldn't be short enough. Still, give us a mo, would you? I need to get my head straight before any of them Akashic try to bite it off. You,
We can't afford to waste any...
Right you are. Might be worth having one last word with this. Don't want any... Oh, and...
Akashic on the move.
How close are they?
Within sight of the walls. The wash...
Good idea.
Understood.
I'm prepared.
Well, let's hope you don't. Once the scouts... No heroic last stands, you hear me?
August's right. The people here are tough and willing.
I'm going out there. Start work on...
And if they kill you?
You evacuate. It won't come to that. Take good care of Dravost.
Leave it to me. And...
All right. Which one of you's first? This one. Get him! Sick over here! This one. Attack! Over here! Go! It's over. Soil and stone. This one. Go! Is that it? Apparently not. Now, the question is, did I miss any?
Man alive! You're still in one piece!
I slew as many as I could.
As many as I could, he says. The old bleeding lot, more like it.
Only almost.
Yeah, one or two did try to sneak over the wall.
Good. Though you do know, more will come in time.
Sid! Enough to give those Akashic monsters nightmares. But mostly, I felt grateful. Dravoged won't forget what you did today.
I'm afraid I've only delayed the inevitable. There's no getting rid of that ether flood, meaning that any living thing which stumbles into those mines will end up clawing at your walls again.
And that's if the flood don't spread. If it does, Well, I hate to say it, but the village's days are numbered.
With ether floods springing up all over, it's no less safe than anywhere, and more importantly, it's our home. We'll fortify the gates to the north, and I'll see that they're guarded day and night.
All right. Then we'll give you a hand.
As for you, Blackthorn, that's twice you've turned up when Dravos needed you, so...
I shouldn't have stayed away so long. And I shouldn't have left without talking it over with you first.
Too bloody right you shouldn't. Though I doubt I'd have listened. I always envied you. How you made everything look so easy when, for me, you leaving gave me the perfect excuse to hate you. And from that day on, I never once stopped to wonder what it would have been like if you'd stayed. But what you said earlier, you'd have been the death of this place.
Finally. I hope you see the sense of it eventually.
Alive, perhaps. Wealthy. Our work used to be the pride of Dalmekia. Now, we churn out the same rubbish day after day. It's not about the craft anymore. I wouldn't send my sons to war wearing the shit most of our smiths are making. I've kept working, honing my skills, trying to lead by example, but the average castle apprentice has as much passion for the craft as our current lot. Come back to us, Blackthorn. I'll even man those bellows of yours if it means...
There's people who trust their lives to my steel, and I daren't let them down. But that doesn't mean I couldn't visit from time to time. Let's see if we can't rekindle this town's back.
I'd like that.
Just be sure to tell Snotty to let me in the next time I come call.
I never thought I'd see the day.
I'd say that went pretty well, wouldn't it?
Even better than I'd...
Sid.
And this is?
A token of our... But I'm of a mind to make you a far grander gift. Designs for a certain sword have been passed down from chief to chief.
Now hold on, Zoltan. There's a reason no one's made that blade in centuries. There's not been a craftsman equal to the task. I'll admit your cinders make impressive steel, and I've learned to hone an edge Odin will be proud of. But the engravings on that thing, and they're not just for show, either.
Have you forgotten what brought you back to Dravosd? I knew I'd never surpass you with the hammer and tongs. Between the two of us.
Clive, you wouldn't mind if...
As long as he can keep us.
Right. Zoltan.
Come back.
Oh, don't tell me we've run out of papio nuts and all.
We were just about to make a start on that.
It's funny, but none of this would have been possible without your help. You remember Camille? We'll be using his leather work for the grip. The steel, meanwhile, will be tempered in a fire, burning the cinders you charmed out of old Zoltan here. And that whetstone from the Outer Isles, that'll be what gives the blade its edge. And the final flourish will be my talented colleagues' engraving.
A team effort, led by...
Now, save that talk till the thing's finished, yeah?
Right. To the bellows...
Well, bugger me.
The sword to end all swords. Ragnarok.
It's... quite something.
I, trust you'll take good care of it.
Thank you. Both.
So, does this make you pair the greatest?
This? Nah. This was just following the footsteps of the greats of old. It'll take more than that to earn us our place in history. but we're up for the challenge. Here.
A list of materials.
Zoltan and I got talking on the long road back from Dravozd.
We reckon with those items there, we could craft something even better than the Ragnarok. Something worthy of a legendary outlaw like yourself.
That's a weapon I'd like to see.
I was hoping you'd say that.
One legend at a time, eh, lads? Before you start on the next, who fancies raising a cup to Friendship Reforged?
Good idea. No more drinking to forget my past.
Then tap the keg!
I never thought, and if it hadn't been for you. So, what'll it be? Anything else?
Have you tried Molly's lemon tarts? I've never had anything so delicious.
Canva lost.
Miss, can we read Miss Editor's story for our lesson today?
What a wonderful idea, Jocelyn. Let's do just that.
How was she? The Enterprise, I mean.
Ah, sir. Good, thankfully.
That's brilliant! I'll fit him to the smelter right away. May I present to you the Telemon Furnace?
She's a beauty.
You saved my beacon again, Sid, and I ain't about it.
It's fine, really. My bag's flexible enough already.
Oh, don't say that. I'm sure
You could just buy me.
How about that clasp? Looks a bit stiff. Reckon you could loosen it up and make some more room? And I reckon I know how. With a new alloy we've been working on. The Telemon Furnace was just what we needed to perfect it. It's a metal, see? So it's lovely and strong, but it's also, well, stretchy. If you could...
Stretchy metal.
That is the... So, what do you reckon?
It's actually quite ingenious. Thank you, Owain.
Shh, don't mention it. And I wanted to get some practice in using that metal anyway. Reckon we'll have all kinds of uses for it around the hideaway. Can't think of any right now, but that's our job, innit? Dreaming up new ways to make life easier around here. Maybe even out. One day, the whole world's gonna know about the inventions you've helped us put together. That bag of yours will be the first of many.
I'll hardly believe...
So, she don't need sails or oars, but she's still the fastest ship on the sea?
That's what Mid says, anyway.
Have you tried Molly's lemon tarts? I've never had anything so delicious. The stew's awfully thin these days.
Oh, due respect.
Knowledge hoarded is knowledge lost. With the darkenings. But be that as it may. I don't believe you've read this particular chapter before. There is a rather fascinating excerpt I've been meaning to show you. You wish to study the tomes? You are always welcome, Clive.
come on. Faster! I can walk from here. Fly, Ambrosia. No need to ride from here. Enough of you, are there? Attack! Sickle! Go, enough! Fight. Faster! No holding back.
everything's back the way it was.
They won't stay scattered forever.
Ready, go? Ready, go? Yeah! Vocal! Get him! Vocal! Slow. Get him! Should have picked on someone your own size. Clark? I just wanted absence, all it, and firmly at the helm. Just.
Are you a lord? They're going to make him the Lord of Dalimil.
It's the mayor of Dalimil, but if the people wish me to lead them, I shall. And my first act will be to. Speaking of menaces, there may be a rather worrying one just. May there indeed. I'm afraid the example Conrad and Natalie set in putting aside their differences and presenting a united front might have caught the bandits' attention, and they might have elected to take a similar approach. They have formed what one could call a League of Outlaws, and they grow more organized by the day.
We'll fight them all off, just like, won't we?
Of course we will. If we continue to work together, the longer we avoid facing this one, the more difficult it will be. Until the only way to overcome it might be to run for the hills. Our best hope is to nip these efforts at organization in the bud. By finding those ne'er-do-wells who have yet to join the cause, perhaps a certain Lord Underhill might be willing to lend us his aid once. How could I refuse? Thank Victor will. I have him stationed by the desert gate. I'll go and speak.
What's the difference between a lord and a... Mayor? That's the...
A League of Outlaws. Sounds like we have some competition. Still in doubt?
Ah,
I thought you'd have returned to Cosnus by now.
I did. I've developed something of a fondness for the place, and having worked so hard to see it saved from one fate, a sentiment Master Lubor certainly isn't shy about exploiting.
You're not the only one.
What does he want you to do?
He asked for my aid in putting down the bandits, and he said that you might be able to help me find them.
Then you've come at just the right time. I was on my way to speak with Conrad about how to organize our forces. There are more camps in the vicinity than we can safely strike at once. But we must strike together.
All right.
There's one upriver.
Leave it with me. Ambrosia.
Ne'er do wells onto the band.
You're right. That must be the camp Victor mentioned. Come on then, Toggle.
That's him! The one who killed Doc and Fingers! Take his head off!
It's over! It's over! Kill! I'd better let Victor know.
Sid. Ah, I see the bandits didn't...
No, but...
No. Something...
What is it?
The whole town's in uproar. They're saying that Lubor...
What?
Seems that one of our parties wasn't as thorough as they should have been. They let one of the bandits escape. And he says some of the children spotted him, and when Lubor felled him, and without a crystal.
But that's not possible.
It is, if he's a bearer and has been hiding it all these years. Which is, if he has, well, I wouldn't blame him. No man is branded by choice. Still, all those people see is a man who's lied to them all his life. One who has made a leader of himself when the world believed he should have been a slave.
Fuck.
I don't know where we go from here.
You're right.
And now everyone knows. I made it a habit to keep a crystal close at hand for just such an occasion. And when that... well, it was...
We're sorry, Lubor. We tried to keep running, but we just couldn't anymore.
There's nothing to be sorry for. All that matters to me is that you two are safe.
Look at him talking to his All lies, I'll wager. Just like the ones he fed us all these years.
Once people make up their minds, it's hard to change them. We need to do something. Convince the people not to let their prejudices blind them. Convince them that nothing has changed. That their enemy lies out.
You're right.
I'm glad you... I'm a Dalmec born and bred. They listen. You head to the tavern. Make Conrad and Natalie remember who... They know that Lubor and I are friends. I might not make for the most impartial of interlocutors. Lord Underhill of Randalar's League of Merchants, however, is a trusted and impartial mediator of note.
I'll do what I can. Lubor, I can't promise anything, but...
And that is all.
Why are you taking the bearer's side?